Well, here we are again. This is Lady Lou, the baby boomer babe with Secure Seniors. If you've never seen our show before, welcome. If you've been with us before, welcome. We love you, and we're so glad you're here again, if not brand new. We come every week to YouTube, so keep watching us. We have fun shows every week. And I would like now to introduce our co-hosts, and we turn it to Miss Sherry, please.
Hi, once again, my name is Sherry Gardner, a.k.a. The Gardener, and I'm ready to dig into your finances. I am a licensed financial professional as well as a life agent, and my phone number is 713-659-9534. Contact me for a free complimentary service that we give you, financial checklist, all free. Also, we have workshops in the Houston area at 11111 Katy Freeway, Suite 100. That's Houston, Texas, 77079. Those workshops are Wednesday night at 7 p.m. and Saturday morning at 10 a.m. We also have a lunch and learn every second and fourth Friday. So come out, free workshops, free lunch every second and fourth Friday at that location. So I'm looking forward to hearing from some of you as well as seeing you at some of these workshops. And thank you for having me on the show, Lady Lou.
You're welcome, Sherry. And if you see Sherry at one of these meetings, you go say hello and tell her you saw her on Secure Seniors.
Yeah, tell them Sherry sent you.
Yeah. Sherry sent me. So you be sure and contact Sherry if you're at one of those meetings. And one of these days I'm going to show up, not at the evening ones because I'm one of those folks that doesn't drive at night, but I'll come to a lunch and learn.
Oh, that's great.
And I'm going to bring my boa so you'll know who I am. And we're going to introduce Miss Lady D.
Thank you, Lady Lou. My name is Deidre LaGuns. I am a.k.a. the Financial Genie. And I say that because the magic truly begins when education is around. When education, that's when the magic begins. Because we all have room to learn. We don't know that we don't know. Everybody, we have to learn every day. I'm a licensed financial professional, and I, like Sherry, we also have free workshops, which are just awesome, at 13831 Northwest Freeway, Suite 215, Houston, Texas, 77040. And believe me, you think you may know it all, but I promise you there's always something to learn. So come on out. Enjoy the classes. They're free.
When are they?
And they're on Tuesdays. Thank you. Tuesdays at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 10 a.m. The workshops actually rotate, so you come in and you just feed yourself, feed your brain, feed your energy, become your own money manager, and I guarantee you, you'll love it. And just call my name. My number also, you can text me at 832-788-5112 or email me at dligonswsb@gmail.com. So thank you very much.
Oh, yes. So now you know there's meetings in different places in Houston, and they're different offices, and they're wonderful. I've been to some of the Saturday events at your location, and they are very informative. And the people are also nice to you, too. So be sure and look for Lady D. She'll be there, I bet you, and maybe even Sherry will be there, too. So be sure and go and tell them hi. So they would love that. So now we've got something that is very dear to my heart. I started looking around to try to find a checklist, if you will, for seniors, where all their pertinent information could be put. And I really didn't have much luck, so, creative person I am, I put one together for you. And it's free. You'll find this checklist. It's called My Vital Information Checklist on my website, www.thebabyboomerbabe.com. It will be right on the front page. It's a free download. Just punch the button, and it'll send it to you, and then you can print it out. And print out copies for your relatives and your friends, your neighbor, whatever. It's a free thing. You can have as many copies as you want. So we're going to walk through it now so that you can get a little hint of what it's going to be about. And the first page is my favorite because this gives you an idea of what can be done with this particular little document. So I represent a company that is going to help you with the documents that we're going to talk about, that everyone needs legal documents when you get older and even when you're younger, but especially as we become seniors, we need some certain documents, and we'll go through them here in a minute. So you'll find them all in this little checklist. So if you would just give me a call at 281-803-9013. Now that is a Google phone, and it's a free phone. I don't know if you knew that you could get a phone number through Google. Call me and leave me a message, and I'll call you right back so we can talk about this document. So anyway, you can have the document free because doing all of this is very life-saving for you and for your relatives even, because they don't know where your will is. They might not know where your medication list is. It's going to be in one little folder when you get this little booklet to download. You know, as we all know, attorneys can be expensive, but this company that I work with has all of this information in one place, and you can get that. Just call me and we'll hook you up with them so that you can get everything that you need. It's a marvelous resource. I really have to tell you, it is a marvelous resource. And they even have electronic data storage. I know a lot of us are into the cloud, as they call it, that you can store those documents on the cloud in this electronic storage space so that in case there's ever a flood or a fire or something, they'll never be lost. They're always there for you to get another copy of. So that's a biggie right now because there's been too many things going on lately in our world, the flooding and the fires and such. So you've got to be safe. And then, anyway, it's all good information. And again, it's all free. So then the next page is just called the Vital Information Checklist for Seniors. And I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's, just text. You can read that when you get your free one. Or look at it. If you want to just look at it, you can do it. And then there's... is that you next, Sherry? Are you?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to let Sherry tell you what's on the first page.
So it's just basically your vital information. That's your name, your Medicare ID, a brief medical history. If there's a funeral home, there's contacts like the relative living nearest to you, other relatives, and contacts of friends living near you or a neighbor. Because some of you may live alone, and you may need to have this put somewhere. I remember... my daughter going to college, she's out there, put your mom's phone number on the refrigerator. Mm-hmm. Or, something happens to you, your roommate may need to be able to get in contact with you. Or say, for instance, you live alone and you have an unfortunate accident or worse and the police need to break in, your information's right there too, that they can get in touch with a loved one. Then there's health. As far as your address, your phone number, your spouse's information, your date of birth, what supplemental insurance you have, if you have a military ID, if you have a long-term care policy, all that needs to be listed in this little checklist. Also, when you do your contacts, their phone number, their address, and what relationship they are to you. So these are some of the things that need to be listed, and this is basically for other people to know what it is, where it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Deidre.
Also on that list, we talk about medication, the medication names. And we know that's really, really important because we've seen where people just in the middle of the street may fall out. You may be allergic to something, and you have to have proof of that. So your medications, your over-the-counter medications, you need to have all of that in a list in case something does happen to you and your family doesn't have to struggle. It's right there. The name of the medication, the doctor. So, of course, when you talk about you need to know what doctor. You need to have somebody else know in your family, know what doctor you go to, your primary physician. All the phone numbers that need to be listed from even the hospital that you want to be taken to if something happens to you. So the doctors, the hospitals, different relatives, whether it's spouse, friends, they need to have a number. And the pharmacy, because I think everybody has that neighborhood pharmacy that you want to go to, that you trust the pharmacist there. And so somebody needs to have all that information.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's something I left off, the hospital. I'll add that. So just know that that'll be
Yeah.
on there when you go there to
Right.
download it. I'll add the
Yeah.
hospital information. Oh, it's so it's important that somebody has all this information, because you may not be able to talk, or you may be kind of dizzy or something, and you need to just point where it is. Keep it in a place that's important and it's easy to find, so somebody, your caregivers, your family, can find it
And
really
tell
easy.
someone where it is.
And
Yes.
tell people where it is.
Yes.
Because if they don't know, they can't help you.
Right.
And the EMS, when they come in, they need to know this stuff right off.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think of this, which I might be interested or might be important, is your blood type.
Oh,
Right,
yes.
right.
So many
Very
people don't know
important.
what their blood type is.
Because you have to ask for it.
Yeah, you
that's
have to
right.
ask.
It used to
and-
be they just give it to you.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
they
did
sure
this
did.
so many years ago. I'm O negative.
too.
Right.
I
You
can
have to
always
ask for it.
remember that, because O is the biggie. That I think they're the.
Oh, yeah,
the,
you universal.
I'm the universal.
Yeah.
So you need to know your blood type, and it's not on the list, but I will add that to it, so
Mm-hmm.
it'll be there when you download it. But if you don't have your blood type, get it from your doctor. Just tell him you want that next time. They're always running blood tests. They can
Yeah.
add that to it, because that can be very important in a big emergency.
Yes, it can.
And then there's the legal documents. There's a list of
yeah.
some
Yes.
of the most important ones. And again, this company that all of us work with that can help you. And just call any of us, and we can help you find that information and get you hooked up with this company so that they can do it right for you. Because sometimes we can go to the internet and find things like this, and it's good, but we want to know that it's legal, that you've done the right thing in the right way. And so many of them can be filled in just easily, but then I highly suggest that you go to an attorney and have them review it,
Right.
just to make sure everything is included, if nothing else. And then update your will, whatever, because sometimes you have new grandchildren,
Right.
and you want to include them in there.
Yes.
So
And
don't
you
forget-
buy something or lose something,
That's
or you
right.
don't have it anymore, and you have to update those things.
Yeah,
But
so it's just really important. It's I don't know. When I finished this little document, I thought to myself, that's good. I'm kind of like God. I sat back, what I've done is good. Because so many people need this information.
Yes.
It's just not available in the everyday worker world. So we're not going to do too much more here. There's a list of the documents
yeah.
on the back pages that you can go and read what the different documents mean and what they're all about if
And
you want them.
I wanted to add something, Lady Lou, because
Sure.
most people who have these documents, they tend to go to a bank and put things in a safe deposit box. But I don't know if you know this or not. If you put something in a safe deposit box, it doesn't belong to you.
I know.
That's right.
So I
Listen
wouldn't
up.
advise putting it. Documents like that, people put money. It would surprise you what people put in safe deposit box.
Oh,
They
But
think
it
it's safe.
belongs to the
The
bank.
bank.
That's right.
So really pay attention to where you put those documents. And that's why it's good to have that cloud as well, because it will always be there.
Yeah.
Even if you have the checklist, you haven't told anybody, but one person, they know it's in that cloud, and they know
How to get it.
everything's safe and how to get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got a little minor safe, and it's not real fireproof because it was too inexpensive. But sometimes you can just get a little safe and
Right.
stick certain documents in there, like your
Yeah.
will, but don't put the DNR, the do not resuscitate, in there. Because you want that right there with you. And if you go to the hospital, you want it with you. And your doctor can actually write that one for you, and your relatives cannot dispute it if he writes it. I didn't know
Nice.
that.
That's
Oh,
good
yeah.
information. Yeah.
Because if you write it yourself or get it off of the internet, it can be disputed. And if you definitely don't want to be resuscitated, I don't. I've got it. And just to clue you in, for those of you who live in Texas, the Texans have an out-of-hospital do not resuscitate form.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. My dad had it. He had a do not resuscitate in his medical directives.
Well,
'Cause,
but
you put
that's
all
in the
that.
hospital.
But this one,
Right.
This one's
Well,
for
this
when
is
you're in
in
the
the-
ambulance, or if you're in a nursing home, or if you're at
Not to
home,
do it.
or even
Not
if
to
you're
do
in
it.
doctor's office, you're not in the hospital.
Right.
They can resuscitate you.
Wow.
Even if you have a do not resuscitate. But if you have one that's
Okay.
out of hospital,
Nice.
do not
Okay.
resuscitate.
I think that's what he had.
OOH.
That's what he had. Yeah.
Okay, he did have
Oh,
it.
yeah.
It's a Texas thing. I haven't found it in any other states, but we Texans got it. We're happy because I don't want to be resuscitated in the dumb ambulance on the way to the hospital if
Right.
I'm on my way out. Let me go.
That's right. That's right. And just like you saying, you got all those different legal documents. And I mean, I have right here, just to say it, a living will.
Biggie.
Living will, a power of attorney.
Yeah, you got to have
You
them.
got to have that.
Yeah, and there's two kinds.
The durable power of attorney specifies a person you trust to make the decisions concerning your health care. Then you have the other one. They have a durable power of attorney, which is valid in case that person becomes incapacitated or cannot make decisions on their own. Then they can go in as a
Right.
POA then.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's so important. Again, planning.
Planning.
Gotta
Planning is
plan.
Be
important.
prepared. So that's that one. Remember, www, the Baby Boomer Babe. You can get that free form. Just punch the little download button on the front page.
Wow.
So we're going to move on now. We have a new topic from Miss Lady D.
Yeah. Quickly, I just want to share this because I was kind of researching it and I found it really interesting that they have 5 common financial struggles faced by people over 60.
Okay.
Yeah, and I could see that too, because you think about in this day and age, is especially being seniors in our society, they tend to take advantage of seniors. You know,
Scams.
and that with scams and all those different things, and that can be really really hard, not just on the pocketbook, but also physically and spiritually and mentally, all those things. So the number one struggle was many struggle with debt.
Yes.
And it's so true because these seniors are carrying so much debt until their retirement that it's ridiculous. After years of helping their children, helping their grandchildren, I know if you've not done it, you know somebody who has really put out a whole lot when it came to their family, knowing they were getting older and they needed the proper resources for themselves as they get older. So it makes it really, really difficult, especially for seniors. They turn to credit cards. And of course, with credit cards, you have this unexpected financial shock. They may have a medical bill or something that they have to use their credit card. But then I have my wonderful book called Saving Your Future, our financial, I have to figure out how to shoe it, our financial Bible. And it speaks on in this book, just a short saying on our page 22 about debt management, especially when we talked about having struggles with debt. You have to learn how to control your debt and not let it control you. One of the things is they use credit cards, and people don't understand the hidden charges behind credit cards. So many of them have them with mortgages and college loans, of course, as you see, in car loans. Once you get yourself in debt, it's real hard to get out of it. It's really hard. So debt can turn into a disease. You know, if you could control your life and diminish your happiness and limit your freedom, then you think about debt. That's probably one of the hardest things to do and take a lot of effort and time to get out of. So the best thing you can do is learn, get educated, come to our workshops, which are very important because we talk about debt management in one of our workshops, one of my favorite ones. So as we're getting older, really, really look at your debt. Number 2, people face complications with reverse mortgages.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I've heard
I
of
know
that.
you. Oh yeah, I actually know someone who did that and with the reverse mortgage,
Oh.
and it can be kind of hard because they take these loans out, which taps into their equity. And I understand that sometimes they don't have as much equity as they thought they had, but now you got this loan laying on you. If something happened to you and you pass away, either you're going to, or the person has to pay that loan back, or usually end up selling their homes. Really, right now, they consider reverse loans being the last resort. I mean, if there's nothing else you can do, then let that be your last resort if you have to have it. I've even had grandparents who put a second lien on their home to take care of one of their grandchildren
Right.
in college.
Right. I've heard of it.
So now
No.
you're 80 years old and you're trying to pay back on a house that you paid for 25, 30 years before.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, it's really hard. And then number 3, some have difficulty. We talked about that earlier, recovering from scams and identity theft.
Yes.
We know it's hard enough when you're in your 30s and 40s with identity theft. But now you're talking about seniors, and they run so many scams. You see it on the news all the time. Somebody even coming up to their door,
Yeah.
getting money, writing checks for something that's totally fake. And then, as seniors, sometimes we tend to be pretty giving and trusting to a lot of people. And if you got the right person to come in with they're the greatest actors or actresses at all together, seriously, they can put you in a bind.
Right.
And identity theft is something that's hard to get rid of once it's there. So, that's hard for seniors. Number 4, there's always confusion about banking, the products and the fees. You get a lot of complaints by people that had a hard time though they found errors in their credit reports. Oh, yeah. I read about that. Also, again, understanding statements. The best suggestion is when you get to, even you should do it now, always make sure to check your banking information, your credit card information. Keep an eye on it every week if you have to, because there's always somebody trying to get over.
Right.
Right. Unfortunately. And I mean, it can be very dangerous too. So you have to make sure that you do that. Know where your money is, what it's doing, how it's working. And also, and you get these subscriptions and different things that come to you. And you say, well, did I order that?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
did I? No, you probably didn't, but somebody did.
Right.
So you got to be careful. Just be mindful of everything you do. Then there are challenges, the biggie, challenges managing finances after the death of a spouse. Those are big challenges.
Yeah, been there.
Yeah. And I know, Lady Lou, you've experienced that.
Yep, was not
and
fun.
it can be really, really hard. That's why it's real important as a spouse, a husband and a wife, know each other's information.
Right.
I can tell you from the experience of knowing my family were really good friends of this man and his wife who owned a funeral home, very successful funeral home here in Houston. He passed away, and they worked together every day. She knew nothing.
Usual for the woman.
She knew nothing. You cannot do that. You
Not
got
anymore.
just like you spoke about earlier on your list. You got to let somebody know what's going on with you. So now we're spouses. We need to know. There's no secret there. I
Right.
know we got a few of them have secrets,
But it
but
isn't-
it just isn't.
It isn't really even about being a secret. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't want to know.
Well, yeah,
A
that's
lot of
right.
them.
They don't want to know. My
That's
husband
right.
handles this, but they don't prepare for that day when that husband may not be there anymore.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
at the end of the day, it still boils down to the same thing. You got to be prepared.
Right.
You talked about preparation. You've talked about preparation. I mean, both ladies on here.
Yes.
You got to prepare. Know what's going on. And you may not feel it. You may not want to. Just like you said, you have spouses say, well, my husband or my wife takes
Right,
care of
right.
it. Yeah, that's good. But
You need to
anything
know.
can happen. You need to know for you and your family. It could cost you so much.
Right.
Yeah, I got a little phrase for that, folks. It's called buck up.
and something I want to add about that list is what I found is bill gouging.
Oh.
You got to pay
yeah.
attention to your light bill, your
Yes.
phone bill, because you look at some people have been getting extra charges and they don't even know. They just automatically pay.
You're right.
It's not a matter of looking at why is that so high this month, and then you go back and look and they've put charges on there that shouldn't even be there. So you got to be very conscious about even your bills. I mean,
Yeah, you're right.
so many ways to take advantage of people. And then when you were talking about the death of a spouse, that's why we talk about life insurance.
Yes. Yes.
Because
Yes.
that is part of life insurance. You take into account your spouse's income,
Yes.
the debts that you have, like your mortgage, your credit cards, all your bills. That is the total amount of life insurance you should have in a policy. Because when that person's gone, all your bills will be paid for. You will be able to resume life as normal.
Yes.
And one of the problems with life insurance is people don't have enough.
That's
So
right.
that's why I'm saying you have to take into account the income of that spouse, the mortgage, what's left, education for your children,
Yeah.
whatever. And that is the amount of insurance, life insurance you should carry on your family.
That's
Yes.
right. That's why they have you and I. We're financial professionals.
Right.
We can sit down and have a complimentary consultation. We can give you your financial checkup. We can help you out so
Right.
you can be prepared.
Right.
That's it.
That's
No
the whole
excuse.
secret.
No
no,
excuse.
it's none.
That's
right.
right. Wow. Thank you, Deidre. Now, I tell you what, we have just a few minutes left. Sherry, would you be able to put your topic
yeah.
out there real quick?
It's pretty
okay.
quick. So this is the fun, if you want to call it fun, but it's 10 free entertainment activities for seniors.
Oh, boy.
And free, free, free. Love free. So here's some suggestions. You could do go to a gallery opening or art walks.
yes.
They have those listed in your local paper, and look them up. There's also open mic night at most coffee houses or pubs. It's free. And maybe you want to get up there and sing a song and do karaoke, or maybe you have some advice to somebody. You do poetry, whatever. Free. Then there's free nights at the museums.
Oh, boy.
Thursday night.
And I checked at Houston.
After 5.
And Thursdays after 5, the Museum of Fine Art, the Natural Science Museum, and the zoo.
Yes, I love
There's
it.
something to do for free.
Yeah.
Also, you can volunteer as an usher. I had lived in Virginia, and I was like, I need something to do. So they had a theater, and I went in and said, can I volunteer as an usher? So I was able to go in there and see free shows and plays, and, it was really cool. Work in the bar section and fix people drinks and serve popcorn. So volunteer for events, concerts, things like that. And it's something to do, free.
Yeah.
Literary readings. Look for when authors are going to be promoting their books.
Oh, yeah.
And go, to a book signing or something. And also, they could be in the library, reading books. You never know. Then in some places, they're free lunchtime concerts. And enjoy a concert. Pack a lunch. Go sit in the park. I think we have the Miller
love
Outdoor
that.
Theater
Oh,
sometimes.
yeah.
And
Yes.
then movie nights in the park. That's something you can
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Always.
Join a book club or a book discussion. And you can do that through your local library or start your own. And then be a tourist in your own home community.
Woohoo.
There's so much you don't see
yeah.
right around you, in your neighborhood. Maybe it's a restaurant. Maybe it's an art gallery. Maybe, who knows? So those are things you can look at. And also go to the library. The library has a lot of free workshops on
They sure do.
computer classes. We also give financial classes at libraries.
Yeah.
And read a book. That's an adventure, So those are some 10 free things that you can do
Awesome.
as
Wow.
seniors for entertainment.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's just a world of stuff that's out there. If you will look, get the paper, go online and look things up. It's amazing that Mr. Google, my best
Mr.
friend.
Google.
So know that you can do all of this. And who knows, you might see a friend you haven't seen in ages when you go to these things. Or you might, for heaven's sakes, make a new friend. That's what I love. I love to meet new people.
I'm telling you.
So there's so much you can do, even when you're a senior. Get your girlfriend or boyfriend and just go. That's the best part. We thank you. We've enjoyed being here with you. We want you to come back every week. So we thank you again, and we love you. Goodbye.
Bye. Have a great, great week.